solve the medium level question from SQL series, the monthly transaction. Okay, so the question asks to find the each month and the country, the number of transactions and their total amount, the number of approved transaction and their total amount. Okay, so we have a transaction table having ID, country, state like approved or declined, some amount and some transaction date. Okay, so in output they want so much thing, and close this one. So like they want the month, from the transaction date they want only the month, having using the group by, because we have two times uh, 2018 and the same month with the some different thing, and we see this later. And the country transaction count, like in 2018 we have two transactions. Okay, uh, same here. And in USD this is a different thing. Approved count, they want the state as approved, while the transaction and the transaction amount, the sum of transaction amount, like in 2018 they transferred the 3000 amount, like here, and the approved amount is the 1000. Okay, so we have so many condition for the each column. Okay, like the transaction count, they want the transaction count for the each transaction date. So let's see what we doing here. We simply use the basic thing, the like for the each column they want some condition. So for the one after another we apply the condition for the each column. Okay, the each attribute. So let's see for the date, for the month column. Okay, so we have to select the date format. Okay, so what this did, this gives us any format we input use here, so it return the date in that format. Okay, so transaction date, so in format, in which format we want the year and the month. Okay, and the hack is here, if you use capital M, okay, it return the name of the month. If you use the small m, it return the count of the month. Okay, like the 12, 1 and 1. Okay, so what we want is this month. Okay, and for the next we want the country, simply no any condition. And for the transaction count, we have to count the row as the transaction count. Okay, because later we use the group by, we have the basic idea while we solving this, like we have to use group by. So if we use here distant and some other thing, like we have to count distant row for the each country. So when we use group by, there is no mean to use the distant. Okay, so and the another is we have to use the approved count. So we have to sum state equal to approved. Okay, as approved count. Do you understand what I am doing here? Okay, I simply sum the row where the state is approved, it give me the simply the approved count. Okay, and for the next, like the transaction total amount, so we have to sum the amount simply as the transaction total amount. So when you writing this query na, you have the basic idea for the each, like this is very simple question. Okay, they just want to make it confuse while returning that much column, like the student and the who are solving this question got confused, and he thinks like, oh, how to do this. Okay, so simply one after another you use the same transaction table, same column which are like the amount and the country, transaction date. Okay, and for the what they want other is approved total amount. So this is also the same thing. So you want to sum amount. No, like we have a sum like case when state equal to approved, then what, then amount, else 0, and as the approved total amount. Okay, so from which table? From the transaction table, and we have to simply group by our month and the country. Okay, so I think you understand this, and let's see what it written. Okay, some case when state equal to approved. So it gives somewhere like 2018. Okay, expected. Okay, so we have to use here the capital Y. Okay, this is the date formatted. Okay, if you did any mistake here like small y small m, so it returned like this. So now submitting this. So I think you understand this concept, and let me explain you in a different way. Like this is our query. Okay, so why this approach and this concept work? So like the date format like capital Y and small m, so this convert full date like this format. Okay, so like in this format, if you see into this 2020 and 01, so all the transaction in the same month get grouped together. This is our the whole concept. So they became in one group. And for the group by, you see this the main logic. It mean make separate bucket for the each month and the country pair. Okay, like this, because we have a different count for the each country based on the month and the country. Like all the aggregation like count sum will be calculated inside each bucket. Okay, and the why we use the count asterisk as the transaction count, because total transaction inside each group we want that na. So that is why we group by the month and the country. So it returns how many total row exist equal to total transaction count. And for the sum state where the state is approved as approved count. So when this is the MySQL concept na, when we using the MySQL like this thing, state equal to approved become 1 if true, 0 if false. So that simply the 1 comma 0 comma 1, so we have to sum and get 2. Okay, and for the total amount of only approved transaction inside each group. So this is our whole concept, like case when then else. And so this is our query, and the sum which is wrap up this concept, the first one. Okay, like this approved 100 the amount. And so you see this, it written the sum of 300 which is the approved total amount. Okay, it not count the, it not sum the declined amount. Okay, so I think you guys understand, and try to do this first on the pen paper, then after try on this lead code. So thank you for watching the video, and stay tuned for the next.